Welcome back to the final whistle then for the Championship predictions week 21. Hope everyone's good. Let's see who's in before we start. Good morning from Queenstown, New Zealand. Great work for Town. Sorry, boys, can't see anything but a Town win 2-1. Fair enough. Obviously got to back your team. Evening, Chris. Evening to the man they call the Suffolk Crunch. Rich.
Smash the like button. Smash the like button. What did we get? We got 59 on the last show,
59.
Didn't we? 59 likes.
When we seem to go low, we seem to get a bit more improvement.
Got to be 60.
Got to be 60 this week. Right, before I show what I've got, how are we both?
That sounded weird, didn't it? I'll show you what I've got.
That sounded a little bit weird and creepy.
That's all right.
On 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I'm all right. I mean, to be fair, I had food poisoning early hours this morning, and it travelled through till middle of the day. So, nice. But that was better than watching the second half last night. So that's a positive. Yeah. What about you, Rich? How are you?
Can't grumble. Two wins in the week. Hoping for third. Think I might have got a prediction right more than you two boys. But there you go.
Right. So, talking about Christmas jumpers we spoke about last week. I know Steve don't want to hear this, so I might have to mute him or him just go away for 2 minutes.
What's he eating? What's he eating down there?
What you got?
McCoy's. Salt and vinegar.
You got the McCoy's.
I need some salt in me. So.
Other flavours are available.
Not as good though.
I like salt and vinegar ones. They're good. They are.
I like the flame grilled steak ones, mate. But yeah.
I saw your food review last night at Bristol.
It was nice. Very nice.
Better than Derby.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I enjoyed it, It was filled, proper filled. It was just like a big fat bloody rat meat. And it was like, I don't think I'll finish it. I got about, 3/4 of the way through it. And I didn't really want any more. It was just too filling. My mate had one. Obviously, my brother had one. And, we spent about 30 quid between us for 3 of us. So... Yeah.
I do want to say, Jack, I saw that you visited the Only Fools and Horses, not set, but, outer building shots for it.
Nelson Mandela House, yeah.
You did say in your thing, lots of the show was recorded in the flats. That's not the case, I'm afraid. I'm going to pull you up there and say, yes, the outside shots were recorded there.
I didn't say it was recorded.
You did. You did.
They recorded 6 series from the flats, not inside, but there.
We're gonna have to go back and run the VAR over that.
See, but no, 6 series. Nelson Mandela House is just behind the Ashton Gate Stadium, which is not far walk. So if anyone goes to Bristol City and you're a big Only Fools and Horses fan, then go there. Obviously, the garages are not far as well, where Rodney and Del Boy found the watch. If you've obviously watched it,
I never knew that was recorded there.
Yeah. And then they did it down in, was it Essex in the end? After. So it's good to see what you find out, You obviously have to do your digging. Evening, guys. What's the match preview for Stoke?
Oh, that was for me. I didn't do one. Don't worry. I didn't have time, so I couldn't be bothered in the end. And it's only Stoke. Right. Steve thinks Stoke's a shithole, so I didn't bother.
Yeah, don't give them any attention. They don't deserve it.
But I will be doing a match review after this. It's busy for me. We're doing this. Then I'm doing my match review of Stoke, and then we're doing our match preview, aren't we, boys, at 8 o'clock for Leicester Ipswich. So keep tuned, everyone who's watching.
Right. So we have a saying on this channel which Steve doesn't like for one specific man, right? So we talked about Christmas jumpers. So me and Rich, we were going to buy the same one, but I think we're going to buy individual ones. But this one come today. It can't be Christmas, can it? And it's got Mick McCarthy on there. It can. So, yeah, the saying of Mick McCarthy, he's obviously been when he was Blackpool manager, the one winning 17, it can't go on like this, can it? It can. Obviously, they've transformed it into a Christmas jumper and made it Christmassy. So, I thought I'd buy one. Obviously, I think Rich is buying the Neil Warnock one.
This is the Neil Warnock one. It says, by all means, enjoy Christmas.
So I'm going to put it on.
It's got a picture of his face on it, Steve, and it says, but enjoy it by being fucking disciplined.
It's great, isn't it? Wow.
Do you know the term idiots and their money? I'm just saying, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
That's a deduction in itself for just calling us idiots. Isn't it, Rich? Fair point, isn't it? Well, I got
he does keep the scores, I suppose. So
he does keep the scores. He's the score
keep on his good side. Keep on his good side.
Right. Talking about the scores on the doors, how did we do this week?
Well, just like Leicester, not great. We've been pegged back again. Jack, you and me got 0. Rich, you got 1 correct, and that was a Swansea Portsmouth result. So the scores on the doors for overall is 19 for Jack, 23 for me, and 26 for Rich.
Oh, just inching away a little bit more.
I'm gonna have none of this wokeness like you've got in your other chat, Jack, where you got 5 points for the correct result. Fuck off! It's 1 point and that's it. None of this woke bullshit.
Hey, can join me if you like. See if you can catch up.
It's very lively that chat, and it's Steve over there.
Oh, I said to Jack the other day, there's like 4 phone calls a day in that chat. I was like, fucking hell, I'm at work. Get a job.
That is actually my thoughts exactly. I'm thinking, what is going on here? I don't
call that chat.
Unbelievable.
Well, Jack said he doesn't call the chat, and yet I found the other day where he did call the chat. He's like, "No, well, that was just after the football." I'm like, "Well, you still call the chat then, Jack? You're still doing it."
I think it was about 8 o'clock. So, well,
no, they're all lovely people. All lovely people. Nothing against them.
If any of them's watching, remove these two. Not joking. Right, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Like target tonight 60. So if we could do that, phenomenal. You guys have done a great job. Better than us, by the way, talking about championship. Go and subscribe to the Suffolk Crunch. Rich, what's coming up, mate?
So straight after this, I will be doing my Stoke review. If anyone didn't know, Town won 1-0, back-to-back wins, heading to Leicester on Saturday, and then match preview tomorrow. And I'm on with these two lovely guys on here at 8 o'clock. So make sure you're hanging around. Set your alarms, set your notifications. 8 o'clock tonight, we'll be back talking all things Ipswich versus Leicester, won't we?
Lovely. Right. Let's look back at week 20. Game week 20. Blackburn won. Oxford won. Yes, the game went ahead, by the way, and yes, it finished. Oxford picking up a big point. Middlesbrough went to Charlton. That ended up 2-1. 10-men Preston, drawn with the league leaders, Coventry in the end. What was your thoughts, Rich, regarding Preston? Because Daniel Everton had a fantastic game, but Coventry still can't seem to get a win at Deepdale.
They've never won there, ever, in their history. Unbelievable. And when you think they went 1-0 up, didn't they, and they had 10 men, you probably thought it was their time to go on and win, but they nicked an equaliser. Preston, decent result. Little bit of a wobble for Coventry boys, only a point in the 2 games this week. Big game for them. Big game for them Saturday against Bristol City at home. So they'll be looking to get back on track for that. But it shows you that the Championship, you can't take anything for granted, Jack. You probably think Coventry with 10 men, 1-0 up with 15 minutes to go, they're going to win that game, and they probably should have won the game. But fair play to Preston. Good point.
Kim Elbow picking up the points, Steve, for Middlesbrough. He's started really well. But Charlton still seems to be struggling, Steve, a bit of a slump.
Yeah, well, 3 wins for on the bounce for Middlesbrough, picking up that form since it was the manager that left. Rob Edwards left, and he went to Wolves.
Don't you think that's a good job, though, Steve, to go into? Because most times, like when a manager comes in, you're picking up a team whose form's on the floor, you're struggling. Whereas he's just gone in there. He's got AD Vivash there, who obviously the number 2 under Edwards. You just got to keep it going, didn't you? Just maybe tinker a couple of things. But it's a good job to go into, I think.
Yeah, well, exactly, and they'll have money to spend in January as well. So I think they're going to be up there with Coventry for sure, and Norwich. Well, it gets worse and worse for Norwich. The fact that they're on minus 11 goals already and only on 14 points, and they're starting to build a gap now. There's 5 points to Oxford, so even if they win at the weekend, they're not going to go any further up the table, other than maybe above Portsmouth, but. Yeah, not ideal for them. I think they're on certain tracks to go down this season, which will be a shock, to be fair, won't it, if Norwich go down?
Well, there's about much money to spend. What did they spend?
Wait, did I say... You mentioned Norwich and they played Charlton, didn't they? So...
Well, Sheffield United won, Norwich won. Big point for the Canaries away from
There you go, that's who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Big game for them. Big game for them in the weekend against Southampton, isn't it? 12:30 on Saturday. I mean, Saints are absolutely flying under their new manager. So, like you say, Steve, that gap, you don't really want to be in that bottom three at Christmas, do you? But they're going to be in that bottom three at Christmas, and they've just got to hope that you're probably looking at. I said the other day, you've probably got 5 teams, maybe like Swansea have had 2 wins, haven't they? Looking at the table now, they're up to 23, so they're pushing away a little bit. Charlton are sliding, they're on 23. And then you've got Blackburn 22, 19 for Oxford, 17 for Portsmouth, 14 for Norwich. Norwich probably need to keep that gap as it is at the minute. They can't really let it get any bigger because it's going to be a real struggle for them, isn't it?
Well, and there's a 6-pointer at the weekend for Portsmouth and Blackburn. So if Blackburn win that pushes them even further up the table and more points behind. Because I don't think Norwich will get a result against Southampton, judging by how Southampton are playing. So, yeah, it'd be an interesting weekend for sure. I think we're getting to the point now where, obviously, we've had the midweek game at the weekend. We're starting to see the divide a bit more, aren't we, from the teams that are likely to be fighting relegation to the teams that are going to be sort of in and around the playoff places. And you can see the cutoff point being around about sort of 18th at this point, 23 points. Swansea won 2 in a row, but lost 3 before that. Charlton have lost 5 in a row. Blackburn have won 1 and drew 3 in the last 5. So they're picking up points, but it's not a significant amount of points, is it?
If you say about Swansea there, if you go like a 5-game run, Steve, and you win a couple of games, that's probably going to be pretty decent at the minute with teams down there like the form it is. So if you can. You probably have to take it as like little blocks of games. If you can get a certain number of points in a certain number of games, but you don't want to be down there. I remember when we were down there when we got relegated from League One, and you keep thinking, yeah, maybe it'll turn. But once you're in it, it's very hard to get your way out of it. And I know they've got a new manager, and you have to hope you get that bounce, but it's not really come, has it? They had a win, obviously. They beat QPR, the first win at home, but you need back-to-back wins if you're in Norwich's position pretty soon, I'd have thought, to get anywhere, to pull that gap in. Because if it gets wider, you're just thinking, you get to January, then players, they might be interested in certain players, but you know what footballers are like. They might think, I like Norwich as a club, but I don't really want to go there, don't fancy going and getting involved in a relegation scrap. So I think it's an uphill task for them. I'm not saying they're not going to get their way out of it, but then you think Sergeant Jack, someone will probably be knocking on Norwich's door for him in January. So do they keep him?
Leicester.
And be honest, Rich, how happy would you be if you went up and they went down?
Well, we play them. I think 4 games left at Norwich. We haven't got a very good record there. We haven't obviously won there for a long time. So
if you send them down.
Well, there you go. We sent them down to League One. Jesus. Back in 2009, that was the last time they got relegated. We beat them, and that basically sent them down. So,
16 years in the making.
That'd be a shame, wouldn't it?
Sure. You don't mean that. You don't mean that. Oh, that'd be a shame. You don't mean that.
Sergeant's been poor.
He's right, though. He's right, because they were winning that game against Oxford, 95th minute equaliser. They're winning that game at Watford, 2-1. Lose it. You get into that. You don't know how to win when you're down there. And if you're at the other end, like a Coventry, I know they've had a couple of dodgy results, but they just know how to get them results. It's football's it's confidence, a lot of it, I think.
Yeah. Southampton 3, West Brom 2. Southampton 3-0 up at half time. West Brom look well out of it in the end. But then, obviously, Southampton made changes again, just like they did against Leicester. And then, obviously, West Brom got 2 back in the end. Not much to get something from the game. Swansea, back-to-back wins for them. 2 wins at home now, straight, after beating Oxford and recently Pompey. Watford won, Sheffield Wednesday won. Watford just nicking a point just at the last bite of the game. Sheffield Wednesday, a bit of a penalty situation, weren't they, where Watford got a penalty and then obviously one of their players were in the box, and then Sheffield Wednesday thought, might get 3 points here. Not quite. But then we talk about late drama, Rich and Steve. QPR. Birmingham thought there was in for a point. Not quite. West Brom, QPR, 96th-minute winner by Morgan. What a
the scenes. I mean, when he scored, and then he comes out of the crowd and he's just wearing his underwear, and that's it. You're like, where's it all gone?
The shirt went, didn't it? The shirt went, and then he's just in his pants in the corner.
It's just unbelievable.
I mean, if you're Birmingham, you think Patrick Roberts scores on the 93rd minute, you're thinking, we got a point, not bad result. I think the goalkeeper should save it, Jack. I think it's Beadle. The goalie for Birmingham. It's gone sort of straight through him, and it's a decent shot from the edge of the box, but he should be saving that. And once again, it's their away record, isn't it? Birmingham, that's not doing them any favours. Not doing them any favours at the minute because it's keeping them out of the playoffs.
Agreed. Let's have a look at Wednesday night's games. Steve, Leicester turning up away to Bristol City, cruising in the first half. The manager goes defensive, and then we fall apart we Well, the goal come in the 46th minute for Bristol City, and then they absolutely battered us in that second half. We couldn't get rid of it, could we? And then even when we did, we kept getting back to them, and then 2 goalkeeping howlers at the front post by Stolosic, by the way. He's got to do far better. But Bobby Reid scored against his former club. Jordan Ayew scored from the spot. You've spoke about it, haven't you, Steve, quite a bit this season with Leicester, where 45 minutes we've been steady. We've been in control of some games when leading, but then when it comes to the next 45 minutes, we haven't got it, have we? And that obviously it proved it last night at Bristol City when you obviously 2-0 up.
Yeah, so I was quite lucky to be able to be watching this game on my phone whilst watching a gig at the same time. Also quite lucky that my wife didn't get annoyed at me for watching the game at the same time as the gig. So whilst it was very annoying to see our second half performance be so poor, and that's the second half performance in a row where we've looked comfortable in the first half and just almost threw it away in the second half. And if we were against a better team than Derby at the weekend, we probably would have drawn or lost that game. But we didn't, and we got the 3 points. So that's important. But you can't keep going along and putting in 45-minute performances and expecting to sit back and defend a lead, because it's not going to happen. We've got a very soft underbelly at our football club. And if they get us, then, we're going to lose points. So very lucky the final whistle went when it did, because I still think we were going to lose that game. Manager is under some pressure again. I'm still in 2 minds with the manager at the moment. It could be better, it could be worse. But look, it's a point closer to safety. So, that's how I'm seeing it right now. I'm not going for the playoffs. Get the points deduction, but we're a point closer to safety.
See, we was having this debate in the away end last night. Quite a lot of fans about Marty, and some said, we like the way he speaks, but he just ain't got the substance. And I said, he's not a top-end championship manager. He got QPR from 20th to where there was when he took over to 50th. It's not exactly amazing. But last night, game management, substitutions cost him the game completely. It ran away from him. He got outfought once again by Struber. They made the right subs at the right time, Bristol City, and they caused an absolute carnage. But then the defence, you know what it's like when we're not picking up our players, Steve. You look at the first goal, Luke Thomas, well out of it, nowhere to be seen. The Vestergaard blocks it, comes back, got to deal with it at the front post. Second goal, ball into the box. We've got to close him down. We don't. And then Vestergaard leaves him to get a free header. So they're poor goals to concede. And Marty, he says the same thing after every post-match. this isn't PlayStation. This is management. It's basically turned into Enzo Maresca at this point when he was on about the PlayStation scenario, but it's not good enough. Do I think he's a good manager? I don't know. I don't think he's a top-end championship manager. I'd call him a bang average championship manager at best. But what can he do in the situation that he's got with what he's been given? But then as a manager, when you do come into a job, you've still got to get out the best out of what you've got. And if you can't, then the book falls at your feet.
So I find it interesting that some people say online, and to an extent I agree with it, that there are two teams in a football match. So, against Derby, they're expected to come out because they've got nothing to lose at the weekend. They're 3-0 down. They'll get back into the game sort of thing. And then again last night, we were 2-0 up, and you expect them to sort of come out of the second half and change it and be more attacking. And they were, and they scored after 50 seconds. Yeah. But that doesn't negate the point that are we just meant to just sit there and just take it? Are we meant to react to it? Like, it's all well and good saying another team's performing. But does that mean that we say, okay, well, they're now performing, let's just give them it. Don't worry about it. It's a very frustrating mindset. But look,
it is.
I'm glad that I didn't travel down. You did, Jack.
A long journey back. I think we were deflated.
Exactly. So rather you than me before Christmas, that's for sure. But hey, as I said, it's a point closer to safety.
Don't think about relegation too quickly. Saints only played for 45 minutes also. Derby won, Millwall won. Derby leaving it late. I think it was Jake Cooper own goal in that one in the 89th minute. Ipswich won, Stoke 0. How did the game go, Rich? Philogene with an absolute cracking goal in the opening 2 minutes of the game. Could you have got more? I mean, how did Stoke play as well, actually? Did they give you a game? Because they've said a bit of a bad patch.
I thought Stoke played some really, really good football. I know, look, we scored after, a minute 30. You can't be giving Philogene that sort of room on Saturday, lads. But at the minute, he's a different player at home. I think he scored 7 goals. Hasn't scored away from home. So he needs to add that to his game. I thought Stoke played some really good football. But I listened to Mark Robbins' post-match this morning. He sort of nailed it, saying they played some really good football, but got in certain positions, picked the wrong pass, or just made the wrong decision. And they didn't really threaten, Jack, if I'm honest. Sorba Thomas looked quite good for them in the first half. He looked their best player. And then second half, I think they had 66% possession in the first half, and second half, we probably played better. I really enjoyed the game. I thought it was a decent game. We've started to defend properly now. And I think Jack's just frozen. Look at what's happening here. Look at this. Oh, my Lord. That's a bit scary, isn't it?
Oh, I'm back.
But I think, look, it's back. It's back-to-back home wins. It's 3 clean sheets on the trot at home. We're heading in the right direction, but we do need a striker. We do need a striker in January. I think it's add a decent striker to our team, and I think it'll make a lot of difference. Hurst didn't play last night because he was suspended, so he's probably going to come back in. I'd have thought on Saturday, but
well, the good news is he'll score on Saturday because we like to let former players score against us.
Yeah,
he might even score in the first minute.
Well, that would be nice again. But yeah, I think you can't grumble. Two home wins, and now we're 5 behind Borough. Close that gap a little bit to Coventry to 10 points, and there's a lot of football to play. We're not even halfway yet, are we? So just like we said the other week, these games around Christmas, it can make or break your season if you go on a decent run, and if you have a poor run, it pushes you the other way. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Saturday. Looking forward to coming up, and we ain't got a great record there, but hopefully Saturday we might get a result, and I'll see Steve leaving the stadium after about 45 minutes when we're about 3 minutes.
Last one, Hull 2, Wrexham 0. Hollywood is what the Hull admin put it as last night on the Twitter. Not a great night for the big striker for Wrexham, Kiefer Moore, last night. Missed 2 absolute sitters and then a penalty. But yeah, Hull, Ollie McBurney, back with a bang. Steve.
Yeah, I mean, fair play. They're up into 6 now, so they've been consistent, haven't they, with Hull? Because I thought a lot of us thought they'd sort of drop off. But they've got two very good strikers in Gelhardt and McBurney, banging in the goals, and that's what you need at the level. If you've got a goal scorer that can get you 15 goals a season, and then a second one can get you sort of 10 to 12, you'll be up there anyway. So, and there, Ryan Giles is on 8 assists as well. So, yeah, overall, some decent signings they've made in the last window and a half or so. And you can imagine they'll be up there come the end of the season. Maybe not challenging for automatics, but definitely in the playoffs. And I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs. Not that we're getting there, but anybody else that gets into the playoffs, not Leicester.
Yeah. Leicester should have signed Bamford. Scoring goals for Sheffield United in the Championship. I mean, Patson Daka leaves for the AFCON after the Ipswich game. So,
oh no,
we'll only have 2 strikers at the club.
We've only got one. You can't count the other one. You can't count Daka. He's not a striker. You can't count Carranza. He's a ghost. So we've got Ayew.
Carranza's bloody nowhere to be seen, Steve.
Exactly, he's a ghost.
And I was thinking to myself last night watching the game, Carranza must be that bad if you can't get ahead of Patson Daka. I'm sorry, but it clearly there's something there that isn't right. Jake Evans, I'd bring Jake Evans in probably to give him some minutes. Coventry normally start bad this season as they go to start and drop off. Yeah, Coventry normally don't have a great start to the season, do they? And then second half of the season they're good. Maybe it might be a bit of a switch thing this season. What are they? 5 points ahead of Middlesbrough at the minute. The Championship's thick and fast now with games over the festive period, so it's about consistent, and we'll see. Right, let's get in to the week 21 predictions then.
The one thing we all care about. We don't care about the blah, blah, blah. This is the real deal.
This is the real deal now, boys. So
nuts and bolts.
If you're watching this, skip 28 minutes and 16 seconds and you'll find the predictions. It's finally started. So
would they not have already had to watch the 28 minutes and 36 seconds to hear you say, if you're watching this, skip to 28 minutes, 36 seconds?
Yeah, doesn't matter. I said that. We'll cut that out. Right, Hawthorns. Ryan Mason's under pressure. They take on the Blades. The Friday night football. Boys, this is a tough game for West Brom, to be fair. Obviously, Sheffield United were missing 8 players due to illness and injuries and that in midweek. West Brom, last time they played Sheffield United was a 2-2 draw at the Hawthorns. Let's get a couple of stats in there. So West Brom haven't kept a clean sheet in 7. Only one team scored in 7 of their last 10 meetings between two sides. They won their last 3 away matches, Sheffield United, scoring 9 going into this. A win would see them leapfrog West Brom. And they've won their last 2 away matches by a combined 6-2 scoreline, Sheffield United. It is in the table 16th versus 17th. I've got West Brom 1, Sheffield United 2. Rich?
Yeah, I think they could be looking over their shoulder here, West Brom, a little bit. If another couple of their season could go one or two ways. They're literally just under that sort of host of teams as I'm looking. I'm 25.
Yeah.
Blades 23, so they could leapfrog them. They're on an upward curve, aren't they? Sheffield United probably still got a chance for the playoffs. I know they're 8 points out. I don't think it's a lot at this stage of the season with the games over Christmas. If you can get 3 wins over them games at Christmas, it's going to take you straight up. I think I might go for a draw here. I think I might go for a 1-1.
Well, Sheffield United are unbeaten in 6, Steve, going into this. 2 draws, 4 wins. How do you reckon we'll get on it, West Brom?
I'm backing a 2-0 Sheffield United win. Yeah, West Brom, they are all over the place, aren't they? 2 defeats in the last 5. Well, 3 defeats in the last 5, sorry, and a win and a draw. Not ideal. Mason's really under pressure. I don't think he makes Christmas at this point. But at least you'll get a nice little Christmas payout. So, he'll be happy.
Nice little Christmas bonus. Lovely. 2-2. 2-1 to the Baggies. Interesting. 2-0 Blades. Sack Ryan Mason, I say. Ain't you a Southampton fan? Shouldn't you be worrying about Eckert and not bloody Ryan Mason? Right. Going to Carrow Road. Norwich City taking on Southampton. Norwich have had 1 win in the last 5. Southampton have won 4 in their last 5. And yeah, they've been quite good, haven't they, under Tonda Eckert. Southampton, Norwich sit 23rd, Southampton sit 9th. Adam Armstrong's leading the charts. He scored 11 goals this season already. They've scored 3 or more goals in 6 of their last 8 matches, Southampton. They've won 7. The goal difference is quite something. What do you reckon for this one, Rich, at Carrow Road?
Well, early kickoff here. If you're Norwich, you're hoping you can get a result and then put a bit of pressure on the team playing at 3 o'clock. But it's going to be really, really tough. I think if you look at this game, you'd probably say it's going to be an away win. I know it don't work always like that, but like you said, you've got the stats there, Jack. Southampton are flying, aren't they, under their new manager, whereas Norwich are struggling. And I think they'll continue to struggle. I see an away win here, 3-1 Southampton.
Go on, Steve.
I've gone 3-1 as well. I tried to be outside the box. I was like, no, 3-0. Now I'll go 3-1. Nobody's going to say 3-1. And then Rich swans in there and does it anyway. It's fine.
Fair enough. I've got Norwich 0, Southampton 2. So, yeah, that would be quite something if that happens to be for that. Norwich are one of them sides this season where just poor. I mean, I don't know if that Sheffield United result will give them much confidence going into this, but Southampton look a different bloody animal, which is something that Norwich won't want to come up against at this minute in time. So let's go to Oxford. They're taking on Preston. What have you got for this one, Steve?
I have got a 2-0 Preston North End win. We know that Oxford is a bit of a difficult one to go to. And I think that, Preston are in a decent amount of form. Okay, they've drawn 3 games and won 1. Oxford at home are a slightly different beast. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel that in the cold, in December, Preston's going to come away with a win.
Well, Preston are unbeaten in their last 4 away matches going into this, Rich. Oxford, though, they do quite decent at time, don't they?
Yeah, they're just hanging on out there. If they finish where they are at the minute, 21st, they'll take that every day of the week. Safety, another season in the champ. Home game. Obviously, we've both been down there this season. You got a point and we got a defeat. And it ain't an easy place to go down there at Oxford. They played pretty decent against us. Point in the week for them. 1-1 at Blackburn. But Preston, they really impressed me, Jack. They're still sitting in 5th. They're just in the playoffs at the minute. Can they sustain it? I'm not quite sure, but they're having a much better season than they had last season when they just about avoided relegation. I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this one.
I'm going to go Oxford 1, Preston 2. I think you can't really count Oxford out for getting a goal at home. Next one, Stoke. I believe this is the last lunchtime kickoff. They take on Swansea. Stoke ain't on the greatest of form, are they? Swansea back-to-back wins in the last 2 under the new manager. They're not really great away from home, though. Swansea have lost 4 straight away league matches, conceding 11 goals. I reckon Stoke will win this 2-1. What have you got, Rich?
I was quite impressed by Stoke. I feel sorry for these teams who obviously play on a Wednesday night game, quite a bit of travelling for Stoke. They're going to get back early hours this morning, and then they've got to go again at 12:30 on a Saturday lunchtime. And why are they really playing at 12:30? Really, this Stoke versus Swansea. I know it's on TV, Steve, but is anyone really bothered about that? Not really.
No, it's not Stoke. Nobody's bothered by Stoke.
But it's not the main game, is it? It's obviously going to be, I'd have thought Norwich, Southampton would be the main one on Sky. So I know they want to get more games on TV for people to watch, but you just got to think of Swansea fans going there to Stoke.
It's a long trip, isn't it?
Yeah, at 12:30. Whoever heads up there, that's going to be like fair play to you, because that's a bit of a trek. But I think back-to-back wins for Swansea. I know got a couple of clean sheets. Ain't going to be many goals in this game. I'm going to go 1-0 Stoke.
Steve?
I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think everything that Rich just said, it's a 12:30 kickoff. They're a bit leggy, long way to go. Yeah, just a 1-1 draw. Boring 1-1 draw.
Lovely. Right, next one, St Andrews. See, Birmingham are fantastic at home. They score quite a few goals. Charlton's form, it's not so great at all going into this. They've lost the last 5 games. I think it'll be a long afternoon for Charlton, I'm afraid. 3-1 Birmingham. Steve?
Have we skipped the game?
No.
Have we skipped Coventry Bristol?
No, that's next.
God, it's all over the place, Jack. All over the place. Right, so did you say 3-1 Birmingham, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I've gone 2-1 Birmingham. I think they'll pick up some points. And six defeats in a row for Charlton, which will I wonder if their manager will be under pressure with that sort of form, because it's not great, is it?
Well,
they beat West Brom 1-0 in November, beginning of November, and then haven't won a game since.
Shocking. It is. What do you reckon, Rich?
I just want to give a shout out. I was watching Nathan Jones' interview after the Borough game, and they obviously, I think it was Norman Baker, the Charlton fan who died.
Yeah.
Nathan Jones knew him because he'd met him at the end of the season. He got an award he presented him with, and he said as soon as they mentioned who it was, like describing him, he said, I knew it was. But he was giving a shout out to the Borough fans because they obviously had a minute's applause, and he said they were top draw. So fans don't always get mentioned, and when things go wrong, people jump on them. But yeah, shout out to Borough, because that's a bit of class from them. It's going to be a real tough game for Charlton here. Going to Brom. I'll go. It's got to be a home win. I'll go 2-0.
2-0. Yeah, agree, Nigel. Yeah, Borough fans, showed the class in the away end on when they played Charlton midweek, and yeah, it's good to see football come together for things like that. Next one, Steve. We're going to come to you with this one, mate. Coventry City versus Bristol City. Coventry, well, they picked up 1 point in the last 2. Maybe a little bit of pressure on the Sky Blues, but they've done quite well at home this season. League leaders. They are 5 points ahead of Borough in second. How do you reckon this one will go? Because I think Bristol City are tough opponents for this one,
Yeah, I've actually gone for a 1-1 draw. I think because they seem to be a lot of hate from some Coventry fans online at the moment. I saw that they were having to go at Haji Wright and a couple of other players. So they're not exactly in form right now, are they? With a loss and a defeat, but we know they can steamroll teams. But I'm going outside the box. I've gone for a 1-1 draw because I think it's different.
Cover unbeaten in league competition over the last 4 fixtures against Bristol City going into this. Coventry are ranked at home this season with 7 clean sheets first. But they haven't kept a clean sheet in the last 5 matches despite leading the league. Ellis Sims leads the team with 2.6 shots on per target. Bristol City have kept 7 clean sheets, the joint most in the championship. They sit 10th, just 1 point outside the top 6, Bristol City. And Radek Vitek ranks 3rd in the league for the saves per match. So Bristol City, I probably won't count them out here. I think they'll give Cov a run for the money, but I think Cov nick it for me just. I think they'll get back to winning ways. 2-1. Rich?
Bristol City obviously going to be confident after coming back against you. Coventry, yeah, look, you're going to have a blip somewhere along the line. It's just such a long season. You ain't going to keep rolling. What was it, 10 wins in 11? Yeah. You know, that weren't going to continue. But I think now they've got some games they can pick up some points in Coventry will get to January, and I expect them to probably add to their squad because they're a little bit thin at the minute. Interesting to see sort of what sort of player that they target. Do they target someone to like help them get over the line? Which they probably will, because if they get promoted to the Premier League, they're going to have to obviously probably decimate their squad like most teams when they go up. But I think it'll be a home victory here. You know, they're probably glad to get back home after a couple of away games. I'm going to go 2-0 Cov. Lovely.
Right. King Power Stadium, Leicester versus Ipswich Town. No 0-0 draws in the last 12 meetings between these two sides. Leicester unbeaten against Ipswich in the last 6 meetings. They've scored 9 goals in their last 5 matches, Leicester. Ipswich have been awarded the most penalties in the Championship this season, by the way. There's a stat for you. Ipswich coming into this game back-to-back wins, but they're now back on the road. Back to the KP where McAteer and George Hurst visit home again. So how do you think this one goes, Rich?
I think Casey McAteer might start on Saturday. He's not featured in the last 2 home games. He seems to play more. They pop him in there on the away games to add a bit more sort of solidity on that right-hand side. So I wouldn't be surprised if he comes in. Obviously not scored neither, has he, for Town? So wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if he goes and pops one in? And McAteer and Hurst, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Not really.
Seeing both score. It wouldn't be for you boys. It wouldn't be for you boys. But yeah, we've not got the greatest record down at your place. But I think we should be confident. I think with you at home, what we need to do is, I would say, you're a little bit fragile at home, and if we can get ahead, you know, we can use that. We can use that fan support that you might turn on your players. Like, I'm not saying we're going to go 2-0 up like Sheffield United did in 4 minutes, and then they're 3-0 up. But I think we've got to use your fans against you. Don't give you anything early. Don't let you score, because we all know what Steve's like if they're losing. He takes his ball and he goes home, doesn't he? So
only if we concede 3 goals. Thank you very much.
But I know Jack will hang it out. He'll be there till the bitter end, won't he? But I'm gonna have to back our boys. You know, two wins back to back. We're gonna make it 3. We're going to come down to the King Power and we're going to win. I'm going to say 2-1.
Aren't you technically coming up to the King Power?
Well, wherever we're going. We'll be there.
No, I only have this, Rich, right?
You're running there, aren't you? When are you setting off?
No, I can do it now, actually. I can get there.
Leicester City are very much when a bloke meets a woman for the first time. We kick the knees from, you know. We seem to be giving them something. This is a tough game. It is. It's two of the sides who got relegated last season from the Prem. We got one over on you then. I think McAteer scored against you, didn't he, Rich?
Yeah, 2-0.
I think he'll get one this time, but for you this time. So, bloody hell, we've got to start picking up at home. The last true... See, when we visited you in the Championship last time, when we played you over both games, it was 1-1. I'm going to go Leicester 1, Ipswich 1. I'm going to go for a draw. What about you, Steve?
Can we just talk about that analogy, Jack, that you just came up with at the start there? Can you just tell us again? It's like when a man meets a woman for the first time. When a man meets
a woman for the first time, sometimes to get weak at the knees, isn't it? When they meet a pretty woman and that, you know, and then obviously, yeah.
So are we the pretty woman?
You seem to basically gift them something, innit, basically. And obviously Leicester are gifting points like it's no one's business to teams this season.
Are we the pretty woman then? And you're the man?
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah,
be.
Okay.
Michael, weekend Easter at the weekend, not joking.
It's a very weird analogy. I'm not going to lie. It doesn't quite make sense, but it's okay. We'll go back.
It makes sense when I described it. Should have described it a little bit better, but.
I'm not confident. And I actually do think that I'll probably end up leaving by about 65 minutes. I think it'll be a 3-1 Ipswich win.
Jack,
the only way we can get anything out of this, mate, is if you run on the pitch and get it abandoned, okay?
We can see you.
We ain't Blackburn. We're not Blackburn at home.
Quick, piss all over it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I don't know. I get the impression with Leicester that if we come up against teams that press us, and you will press us, we'll struggle.
Will be good for one half again. But which half will it be is the question.
Yeah, it'll be the second half. But we're 3-0 down at half time. We'll get one back. And then everyone will be like, oh, see, look, we came out differently in the second half. It doesn't fucking matter. We still lost. Anyway, yeah. 3-1.
If Jordan James, well, there've obviously been little rumours of a little injury, haven't they? But I bloody hope not.
Did he play last night?
If he doesn't play against Ipswich...
Well, you'll be pleased to know, Rich, that Harry Winks won't be playing because he's been talking to a certain Spanish side behind the club's back, and he's been dropped to the under-23s because of it.
Oh, so that's why he's not playing.
Well, Marty said he's fit for the weekend.
Yeah, but if you listen to the interview himself, he gets pressed on it, and he goes, "Is he fit to play?" He's like, "It's tactical decisions. I just want to focus on the players that want to be here." And it's like, "Ooh, okay." But yeah, he's apparently, allegedly. Agreed a deal with a certain Spanish side before the boss man window opens up in January, and that's why he's been dropped.
It's disgusting behaviour, really is. Yeah, we need those blue pills to last a full 90 minutes. Well, hopefully we get a better performance then if that's what the bloody take before they come out of the tunnel. You know, anything to get some out of the game. Right, Middlesbrough, QPR. Middlesbrough are doing well under Hellberg so far. They've won their 3 out of 3. QPR have won 4 out of their last 5 heading into this one. The only defeat they've had was away to Norwich on their last away day out. QPR 2nd versus 7th. There's been no 0-0 draws in the last 22 meetings between these two. Middlesbrough have won all previous 3 meetings with QPR, but haven't kept a clean sheet in 9 matches. QPR climbed to 6th in the table after a stoppage time winner against Birmingham. They've scored 10 in the last 5. What do you reckon for this one, Rich? Middlesbrough taking on QPR.
I mean, QPR, before that run they've had, they were struggling, weren't they? It just shows what the Championship's like. They're up to 7th now, Jack, and they're level on points with Hull. I mean, I don't see them getting a lot out of this game, if I'm being brutally honest. You know, I think it's Borough at home. They're strong. Obviously, new manager. I wouldn't say it's a new manager bounce because they didn't really need a new manager bounce, did they? I mean, penny for Rob Edwards' thoughts, Steve, because Wolves are absolutely toilet, aren't they? They are just dreadful. It's going to be interesting what happens with him because what have Wolves said to him? Is it you're here for the long haul? You know, whatever happens. It doesn't matter, but we all know that football it's a results business, and you can't just keep losing games, can you? Every single week, and they're crap. They're dreadful, and if they're not careful, you're going to go down anyway. But you've got to go down in a certain manner that hopefully you can pull out some results, so you can use a little bit of momentum for your next season. But at the minute, you know they're stinking the place out. They're going to beat Derby's 11 points, aren't they?
I think they'll struggle this year. I really do. But you're right. Yeah, I think he's been promised like, oh, well, in the summer, there'll be a whole new sort of rebuild and you'll be at the head of it. And then if they don't start well next season, he could be out the door.
But there's not a lot of sympathy for him, is there? There ain't going to be a lot of sympathy for him if next season Wolves start poorly in the Championship and he gets the push because he had a good number there at Borough. When you think good football club, doing well, heading in the right direction. I do get why he went there because obviously the pull that he had, that he was a former player. But I think sometimes in football, you've probably got to just think it's probably not the right time, is it? Probably not the right.
Yeah, I agree.
It's probably the right club because it was obviously one of his former clubs. But you've got to think Borough sitting 2nd in the table. Why would I want to go to a team in the Premier League who've basically got 0 chance of staying up? They've got no chance, have they? So, I'll go 2-0. 2-0 Borough.
I'm going 2-1 Borough.
I'm going 3-1 Borough.
Nice. Another score where we've not matched at all. I don't think we've matched any of this show, have we?
We have. Me and Rich matched on the Norwich Southampton game at 3-1. So
is that it?
I think that's it.
Sack the manager, Ryan Mason. Don't not win for West Brom. Well, Lee's fuming basically. He's Mason out, and it could very much be like it on Friday night if he don't beat Sheffield United. Right, off to the den. The Lions take on the Tigers. This one is an interesting one for these pair. Let's have a look at the table. So Millwall sit third, Hull sit sixth. Millwall are good at home, aren't they? But again, Hull are unpredictable, but they do play so open. I think Millwall will just edge it here. 2-1 at home. Rich?
Yeah, I think Millwall probably favourites. They're having a great season. They're probably disappointed last night with that result when they scored so late to go 1-0 up. You're thinking we're going to get another 3 on the road here, and then Derby obviously. I think they were both own goals, weren't they, Jack, in that game?
I don't know. I didn't see. I just heard that Derby's was an own goal.
I think they're both own goals. Like I say, Hull very unpredictable. I don't think you know what you're going to get from them. You're going to get probably some goals conceded. You're going to score some goals. I think they'll score, but I'm going to go 3-1 Millwall.
3-1. Steve?
I've gone for a Desmond 2-2.
2-2 draw. Interesting. Millwall 1, all 2. Lee's saying next time we play Leicester, it's going to be 2-1 West Brom on January the 5th on Monday. Lovely. No. Good to see Lee's looking into the future a bit more. I don't know if I am as a Leicester fan at the minute. If I started doing that, I think I'd be more.
The lottery numbers? Can Lee just pop the lottery
Lee,
numbers?
can you put the lottery numbers in for Saturday for us, mate, so we know what we're doing here? Right. Fratton Park. Portsmouth versus Blackburn Rovers. Blackburn have been quite decent on the road this season. This one won't be called off because I don't think Portsmouth get enough rain. I think their pitch can handle it a lot more. Sorry, Blackburn fans. But Portsmouth need a win, don't they? The last home game, what did they lose to? Bristol City. They've lost 4 of the last 5. Blackburn have drawn all 3 of their last games, but they're quite good away from that. This is 22nd versus 20th. I'm going a 1-1 draw. Steve?
I've gone for a 2-1 Blackburn win. I think Portsmouth are struggling and Blackburn will pick up the result. Unless it gets called off, which it didn't the other night. So I didn't get a point for the abandoned game, which is bullshit. It even rained the entire day before the game and they still carried on. Disgusting.
Well, Rich?
Did you see the Oxford admin, Steve, on Tuesday afternoon? Their video they put out, didn't they? Where was that they were playing, Jack? That was pre-season, wasn't it, somewhere?
Oh, yeah. It was in Poland or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Preparing for tonight's game. I thought that was quite good. This is a massive game for Mousinho. I think if you look at that table, 5 points behind Blackburn, lose that and they go 8 points behind them, which is, at this stage of the season, is that's a big gap to make up. And you've got to get your home form. Portsmouth were good at home last season, weren't they? I think they took quite... I'm not sure what they finished on, but they took the majority of their points at Fratton Park. So I think I think I'm going to go for a home win here. I think I'm going to go for a 2-1 Portsmouth win. I think they need to win. I think it's really important that they win this game because otherwise it's going to be a bit of a bleak winter.
Big up coming in though, Lee. We do appreciate it, mate. We respect you coming in, and no, it's good. Big football fan and all that, You're always welcome if you ever want to come on at some time and have a chat with us about West Brom and everything like that. Feel free, mate. We obviously respect anyone who's got any disabilities and whatever. It's for everyone, these shows. So no, we respect you, mate. Blackburn should be docked points for having their games abandoned. What do you reckon, boys? 12 points will do it, won't it?
Well, we know that if they deducted the points and gave them to the teams that it was abandoned against, Rich would be happy because at least then he wouldn't have to travel to Blackburn again this season just yet. Wait till the FA Cup 4th round draw, though. That'll happen.
Who did you get in the cup, boys?
Cheltenham away.
Yeah. It's not too bad, Cheltenham.
Blackpool at home. Take it.
Big up, Nigel. Right, next one. Wrexham taking on Watford. Wrexham lost. The unbeaten run come to an end. But, I mean, they're good at home, aren't they? Watford, they've been dropping points. They've not really been quite convincing in the last 5 games, I'd say. They've had 1 defeat, 2 wins, 2 draws. Wrexham have picked up 3 draws in the last 5. A win would see Wrexham leapfrog Watford. Wrexham's 9-game unbeaten run come to an end against home. They've drawn 4 of their last 7 matches, Wrexham. Watford, loser ranks 3rd in the championship for big chances created 10. I think Wrexham will win this at home. 2-1. Steve?
I've also gone 2-1, Jack. So it's the first time we've copied each other tonight. Will Rich make it a hat-trick?
I heard him sign.
Yeah, there we go. 2-1. It's the Watford result, isn't it? That's what we all go for.
I mean...
Well, Rich has gone the other way.
No, I'm going 2-1 Wrexham. I think they need to, obviously, that was a 9-game unbeaten record. That's out the window. So, game at home, they should expect to win it. I mean, Watford the other night, Sheffield Wednesday at home. You'd expect to win that, wouldn't you? You'd expect to be winning that game, and you didn't. So, it's going to be a tough trip to Wrexham, and I think Wrexham probably edge it. I think Kiefer Moore will probably score. Probably nod one in.
Well, I think it'll come to get him getting something in this game, by the way. It'd be them rude misses at home. They always come and bite you on the arse. The last one's the Monday night football. Sheffield Wednesday taking on Derby County. Both sides are on real poor form going into this, by the way. Sheffield United sit 24th. Derby sit 15th. Sheffield Wednesday won their last 3 meetings with Derby despite a 13-match winless run overall. Derby haven't kept a clean sheet in 8. I'm going in this one. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Derby 2. Rich?
It's going to be an away win. They had a good little spell there, Derby, didn't they? And they've just sort of dropped off a little bit at the minute. So they need to obviously start a run again. Look, we spoke about Wednesday on here before. I mean, it's all about next season for Sheffield Wednesday. Clear the decks in the summer. Get some new signings in. New owners. I think Mike Ashley's still... I think he's...
Same to you, Luke.
His name's still linked with the takeover there. So it'd be interesting to see who does take over. Because Sheffield Wednesday are a massive football club. And they'll come back. But I think I'm going to probably agree with Jack here. I'll go 2-0 Derby.
Oh, that's the second time you copied me, Rich. Steve,
sorry,
is it going to be an hat-trick of Derby wins or...
It's not. I'm going for the home side to get their first win since September 20th. I've gone for a 1-0 Sheffield Wednesday win.
Wow. Stunning. There we go. That's the end of the Week 21 predictions. All the best to everybody. Will Rich pull away even further? Could mean Steve get a few points behind him. We'll see. Hit the like button, everyone. The like target is 60, so there's 33 of you watching. We do appreciate it. We got 59 last week, so if we can hit 60, fantastic. Subscribe to the channel. Go and subscribe to the Suffolk Crunch. Rich has got the review tonight, Rich?
Stoke review. I'll fill me coffee back up. I'll do a quick 20 minutes, have a breather, and then we're back on at 8 o'clock, aren't we? Then we're back on at 8 o'clock to preview the game on Saturday. So looking forward to taking the piss out of you two even more.
Wow.
And vice versa.
We are back here at 8 o'clock for the match preview with Rich as we chat all things Leicester City versus Ipswich, the McAteer / Georgehurst derby, is what we'd call it.
That's not really a great headline. The Casey McAteer derby.
All right, the Casey McAteer derby. We'll keep it warm.
As he ran past us last night going back to the bench, Archie, my youngest son, says, "Yeah, that's it. You go and sit back down, Casey."
Will George Hurst butter his bread at the King Power Stadium,
wow.
or will it go stale?
Let's hope he's not on penalties. Let's hope he's not on penalties, please.
We are back next Thursday again for the predictions. So that'll be week 22 as we obviously look back on week 21 for more blah, blah, blah. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of the evening, and we'll catch you back here at 8 o'clock.